The time has come. The moment of truth is here. The question is, are you ready? Are you prepared? Do you have the strength? Everybody wants to win, but they don't understand what it means to sacrifice to win it all. Everybody wants to be a champion, but are you prepared to work hard enough to become the champion that you believe you can be? Do you think you have the mindset now? Do you understand what it means to get into what they call beast mode? But I'm here to let you know.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ikone. We back here on season 3, episode 1. First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here on this great platform, doing big things once again. You know what I'm saying? Let me spread this thing all the way out so y'all can see our pretty faces. You know what I'm saying? So I got my right hand man, my man. You know what I'm saying? To my right will be right here, your baby mama favorite host, Dallas Cowboys biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be a future agent in this business the way he be campaigning. My man Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
Man, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
What's going? Hey, so hey, look, man, we're gonna get right to it, man. So we're gonna get into this Shannon Sharp allegation situation. And to me, like I told you earlier today when we were talking about it, I said the issue I have with this whole thing is basically just like when a player gets into a situation where they where they get the DUI, or a player get in a situation where they basically get themselves in a situation like DeMar DeRozan, where you get in a fight in the club and you put yourselves in these situations. Now, in the Shannon Sharp situation, it was crazy to me is the fact that one, you know what I'm saying, and I just found out today, listening to the whole story, he's 56 years old. This girl 19. Well, he was 54 at the time. The girl 19 years old. Shannon Sharp said himself that basically he don't put himself in certain situations. He don't he hadn't been to a girl's house and slept in a girl's house in 30 years since a couple of incidents he been in or whatever. I watched the interview he did with Young Miami or whatever. Miami. And he talked about how basically he was, basically maybe almost saying like, she might be too young for him or whatever. And, he might not be into, the age gap may be, be issue for him or whatever the case may be. Even though he was flirting hard in the mug, but he said he don't flirt with all these women. Talked to my brother earlier today about it. I said what's funny to me is you date a 19-year-old, but you gonna deny flirting with a 32, 31-year-old young Miami that's making real money. So, and this is another thing. I'm gonna turn it over to you. My thing is, I tell people all the time, I learned something in this business, and I learned something about life. Don't never deal with somebody that don't have nothing to lose when you got everything to lose. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Um, you know, when it comes to that situation, I got some choice words for saying so. You can't fix stupid. Now, he at the time he was 54, she was 19. What in the hell do a 19-year-old want with a 54-year-old? They don't want but one thing, and that's your money. They ain't trying to get to know you. They ain't trying to build with you. They don't want to know what you got going on. They just want to know if you can pay like you wait. And so therefore, when it comes to money, and I don't really got nothing against, you know, the snow bunnies, the little Debbie cakes, and I don't really got nothing against them, man. But man, y'all brothers gotta be, man.
Was she a snow bunny though? That's what I'm trying
Huh?
to figure out. Because she thought she had like a exotic name, like she might have been Puerto Rican or Mexican or something. She didn't sound like she was white. A white chick. Her name was
I
Gail
you know,
Gutierrez or something. Something.
hey man, I don't know if she's a snow bunny. I don't know if she was one tongue sauce. I don't know if she was enchilada sauce.
This
You,
ain't that nonsense.
you know, but whatever she was, she was
Not
19
one,
years old.
not one
She was,
tongue sauce out of this joint.
you know, hey man, you know, I mean, you know, I don't know, but I know this right here, Shannon Sharp. She waited to make that move when she seen that you got that $100 million deal. She's like, I got him now. And the things that she said to you, what they let us listen to on video, man, listen, man, she was wrong. She was racist at the same time. Man, this is crazy, man.
Well, see, what this is what I was hearing. What I was hearing was that, well, for the allegations or whatever, or allegedly what happened was, is that okay? He chased her. He kind of pursued her at the gym. He met her at the gym. He pursued her for a while. She finally gave in, gave him a date. They went out. They started dating like exclusively. From what she said, I think even he might have said they was dating exclusively or everything was consensual and nothing else. So then when the video came out on the Instagram thing, and this is after everything supposedly had happened with him supposedly sexually assaulting her and all this other stuff. When she found out about the Instagram video, whatever, when he was having sex on the video, then she got mad and broke up with him. So it sounded like to me it was one of those things where she started catching, she was having real feelings for him. He might have, maybe he promised her something, maybe he didn't, but she was hurt. And a
Mm.
woman scorn ain't nothing worse than a woman scorn. Woman scorn is the worst possibly thing you can get into. You can have, especially when a woman is scorned and you have money and you have something to lose. Because the thing about it was she said she didn't know who Shannon Sharp was in the beginning, which could be true. She young. She probably not into sports like that. A lot of them young people, young kids, whatever, they not gonna know who these older guys are. She might not have been watching First Take and I mean whatever, and you know what I mean or whatever. So at the end of the day, she could have been telling the truth that she didn't know who Shannon Sharp was. He was just a buff, good looking guy to her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she found out he had money. But you know what happens? Your girlfriends
But
get with you. Girl,
but
you know.
I don't really know, man. If you know if she said that Shannon Sharp looked good, I mean I don't know, man. He just looked like Miss Celie. He just looked like Miss Celie with muscles and glasses to me.
What I said is, this was some of the stories. I'm just going by what I've heard in the story that she was saying that he was a nice looking guy, whatever that used to come to the gym all the time and kept
Hey
pursuing her
man,
until she gave in. And he even
hey
talked
man,
about paying for her to get her butts done, paying 25,000 per cheek or something to get her butt done or something like that. So he offered her money, you know what I'm saying, or whatever to help get her stuff done. So of course she's gonna be intrigued. You know what I'm saying? You got this successful black man that's going on, whether she white, black, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Japanese, whatever. You got a successful black man, and then when you figure out who it is, because her friends told her who he was, somebody eventually told her who he was. If she didn't know in the beginning, somebody eventually said, you got Shannon Sharp as your man. And then Shannon Sharp, and the thing, what make it worse, now think about this for a minute, Jacob. You dating Shannon Sharp, right? He on TV every day. He not telling you nothing. He not putting you out there. He not putting you out there as being his woman. Then he get on nightcap and he get on the club Shay Shay. He flirting with these famous women. He flirting with Young Miami. He flirting with Glorilla. He flirting with this one and that one. He keep palming all these other ones. And then on top of that, he telling all these stories of Ocho Cinco, all these sex stories. How do you think she gonna feel? You know what I'm saying?
you know, in my mind, Shannon, you doing too much because you somebody granddaddy. Man, come on, man. Like, boy,
Exactly.
look here, man. And then the chick that is got you all in on TMZ right now, she is younger than your kids, bro. Like, what?
Exactly. That's just like at the end of the day, me dating somebody my daughter age. My daughter 22 years old. I look like dating somebody doing my daughter age. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy to me. That's craziness to me. Like you dating somebody your child's age or your niece's age. You wouldn't want nobody. I guarantee you, if one of his daughters was it brought an older man his age home to meet him, Shannon Sharp gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? The way he talk about his girls and stuff, especially, he go crazy if his daughter bought some old man home or whatever, talking about he trying to wife her up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, older man. A lot of time, an older man want a young woman because he can control her. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of older men, it ain't about. For a lot of older men, it ain't about sex. It's about having somebody they can control. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to a certain age in life, 50 something, whatever, 40s, 50s, whatever it is, you know what I mean? A lot of times you get older and sex is kind of the least of your like thing that you into. You know what I'm saying? You
But
more
here's the interesting thing. When he addressed it on his video, and the same lawyer, and this, from what I understand, this may be one of the girls who tried to accuse Jay Z.
it
So
is. It is the same lawyer.
yeah, so the same lawyer that came after Jay Z is the same dude is coming after Shady. So what I really think, man, I think with a lot of these entertainers and these athletes, man, it's always a money grab, man. It's always a money grab, and especially for these older athletes, man, that's retired that been played ball, man. Man, y'all gonna have to stop trying to go after these young girls, man. Man, cause these young girls is gonna bury you, man. And now, and it seems like it's a pattern though. An entertainer and an athlete get to a certain status, then he go with some allegations, and it's like they not gonna let you be great. So while you're climbing up that ladder, man, you might as well get you a nice woman that's your age, that's ain't in the limelight, that just want your attention. You know what I mean? She ain't really all about the money. You know, of course she gonna enjoy it because you're gonna treat her nice. But man, they be they be on these young girls, man. It's like PJ Washington, bro. Like Blake Griffin. Like, man, this goes on, man.
This
Like,
shit.
man,
Look at Anthony
y'all
Edwards.
gotta.
You know, Anthony Edwards
Mm,
situation. And the thing about it is so the girl that accused what's his name Drewski in that whole situation with Diddy and them, and basically come to find out the girl he wasn't even in the game at the time. This was they got text messages showing how he was still in like Duluth, Georgia, whatever's living out there, and he was broke. They show his account. He had like 91 cents in his account. He wasn't nowhere in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Messing with Diddy and them at the time, or whatever the case may be. So now, to me, I think it's another thing. They need to figure out a way how to, when a person falsely accuses somebody, they need to go to jail. They really need to go to jail. It need to be a charge. You can't just keep going out here suing people. And see, the thing about it is, and before we move on to another topic, Marcellus Wiley was talking about this. Marcellus Wiley went through the same thing, and he said the thing about this is all this stuff gonna come out whether it's true or false about Shannon Sharp and about the girl. Because Shannon Sharp got ahead of it. Shannon Sharp did a Jay-Z. He basically kind of put himself ahead of the whole thing. But at the end of the day, if he keep pursuing the situation, more stuff may come out maybe by how in his personal life that he try to hide. So it may not have nothing really to do with this case, but it just may have to do with his personality. And see, the thing about it is, um, Shannon Sharp he got kind of a, me and my brother was talking about this. He kind of got sometimes he can be a little aggressive personality. If you watch him on First Take, sometimes Shannon Sharp can come off aggressive towards women when they debating, and he may just feel like he's debating. And he'll tell you when he's debating, it's just about him debating the person across from him. He doesn't look at gender, but if people start looking at that, that could become an issue. And then the thing about this, the people don't realize, maybe know, Shannon Sharp has had sexual assault allegations against him before when he was at CBS. So this is not the first time he's had these type of allegations against him. You know what I'm saying? So that could hold a lot of weight against him or whatever because he's been through this before. So he may have to end up settling, and people think this is what the internet has to understand. Social media has to understand. Anytime, just because you settle out of case, out of court, doesn't mean you're guilty. Settling means I'm not going to keep spending this money on something that I'm going to have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on when because she's suing for 50 million. She could at the end of the day get walk away with 50,000, 500,000. Because there's no if you look and listen to the allegations, other than okay, let's just say for argument's sake, he supposedly had, sexually assaulted her on two different occasions and she stayed with him or whatever. What in her mind believes she's owed $50 million? Because a lot of times when you sue for that kind of money, it means it's just causing you to not be able to work or make money or pursue something or have a career. So when you like, oh, I'm gonna lose money by being sued, by being sued, like Shannon Sharp has more of a leg to stand on if he was suing for 50 million. Because now he looking like I just signed $100 million podcast deal. Now I'm gonna lose this money because she's over here lying on me. What is she losing? She I don't even know if she was a trainer at the gym. He said he met her at the gym. Even if she was a trainer, how much a trainer at the gym making? Unless you training celebrities, you ain't banking like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the whole thing for me is he might have to settle over some BS that ain't even maybe not even be true. It just maybe be a scorned female. But if she telling the truth, hey, get what you can, boo. If you telling the truth, you know what I'm saying. But I just to me, I got to hear more, and see more come out before I go either way with this or whatever. So, but
She
anyway,
she she ain't telling the truth. You said if was a fifth, we all be drunk right now. She ain't telling the truth.
you're right. You're right. So we're gonna move on to the next thing. And this is kind of like burning my soul right now. And it's this whole transfer portal in sports. So me and you big Tar Heel fans, especially on the basketball side. So I've been watching basketball since 83, 84. I've been watching basketball probably since Jordan was at Carolina. That's probably when I fell in love with the Tar Heels, back when Jordan was there. And James Worthy, Jimmy Black, you know what I'm saying? Sam Perkins, all them guys. And I've never seen a situation, Carolina, okay, players gonna graduate. I get it.
Right.
Players gonna leave early to go to the NBA. I get it. But how do you have to start completely over from one season to the next after 1 year? It doesn't make no bit of sense. Transfer portal has messed the game up. Carolina, literally, they have one player coming back that actually was part of the lineup or the rotation next year. One. They got 7 transfer portals coming in. They might have another one or two more. So just say for argument's sake, they get another 8, 2 more. So now you only gonna play at most 10, 11 players at most early in the season. By the time you get to tournament time, you down to about 8 or 9. So you gonna tell me you got 8 new players, 9 new players. What coach? I don't care if you coach Kate, Dean Smith, Roy Williams. I don't care if you go back all the way back to the old school with John Wooden. There's no coach in America that can call themselves being successful on a regular basis with 8 or 9 new players every single year. It's just ridiculous. You know what
Now
I'm
you know
saying?
why. Now you know why Nick Saban quit.
Nick Saban, Coach K, Roy Williams, Jim Boeheim, all these coaches quit because at the end of the day they seen it was coming. But it's ridiculous. Like at some point, if I'm giving you millions of dollars, these players making $2, $3 million a year on the court. They need to sign at least a 2-year contract. You know what I'm saying? It can't be this one and done. You get in your feelings and you go somewhere else. Think about this for a second, Jacob. Ian Jackson, 5-star player for Carolina, one of the most highly touted players coming out of high school. High school
Right.
All American, McDonald's All American, right?
Mhm.
You play 1 year. For whatever reason, you decide you're going to leave. You go to St. John's. St. John's ain't been good in 30 years. Last year was the first year St. John's been decent in 30 years. So how does that make any sense? You go from Carolina to St. John's. It can't be but no one reason. For money. But at the end of the day, you should have some kind of obligation to where you at. We ask these NBA players to be loyal to their teams. And then with these college players, they're not learning any kind of value when it comes to the same thing. So what kind of value, what kind of mindset do a player, if in college, I can jump from team to team, you think he going to go with an NBA and have a different mentality? He going to have the same mentality. As soon as my contract up, whoever the highest bidder is, I'm gone. I don't care about being here in Chicago or New York or Philadelphia or wherever the money goes, that's where I'm gonna go. Forget the loyalty part. It's no loyalty. That's why I tell people all the time when they say, "Well, yeah, LeBron and jumped from here to here, and this one and did this one and that one." I said, "Cause there ain't no loyalty. Look what happened to Luca. Luca in his mindset was gonna be there for the next 20 years, and they just got rid of him like yesterday's trash. You know what I'm saying? It don't make any sense to
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they need to do other than put some kind of new contract in and say you got to be here for a certain amount of time, and then it got to be some kind of bonus structure, like they do in the NFL. If you're gonna get all this money, then you need to be on the court making playing. You know, you got to be averaging a certain amount of points and rebounds or something. You can't just be getting $2-3 million and you ain't doing nothing to earn it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and we wonder why society of kids are entitled because these kids believe I don't even have to work for something no more. You're gonna give it to me. You're gonna tell me a player dominating high school wants a player to make $3 million in college. How's that? No, that doesn't make any sense because most of the time, excuse me, most of the time in college, I'm sorry, high school, you're playing against inferior competition. Most of your competition is inferior. Let's just say you what's one of the top schools in high school? The ones up in like New York and all that, in Florida, the IMG academies and all of that, right?
Oak,
The IMG
Oak Hill,
Academy,
Oak Hill
Oak
Academy.
Hill Academy, I think they're in Virginia. Those schools basically, they go 30 or no, 29-2, whatever it is every year. I guarantee you, probably 75% of their competition is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Most of the teams might have one or two players that's considered like a college type athlete. A lot of them schools don't even have players that are gonna go to college. If they do, they're probably going to a junior college. And that's not. I'm not trying to be disrespectful toward them schools, but you're not playing against top tier competition every week in high school basketball. So of course you're gonna put up 30, 40, 50 points a night, whatever it is you're gonna put up. But they don't want that you go to college and you be able to get 3 or 4 million. I don't mind the players getting paid. But we need to have a cap. Just like NBA got cap, NFL got a cap. We need to have a cap. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say about. What's your thoughts on it?
Disaster and a disaster some more. I know when you said when they said these kids were gonna start getting paid, well, this is about direct college sports. I just looked up in men's basketball, 3,000 student athletes hit the transfer portal.
That's crazy. That's
In
crazy.
women's basketball, 3,000 female athletes hit not 3,000, 1,100 female athletes hit the transfer portal.
Mm. And I'm gonna say before you say something. Remember when we had the guy on? We had a couple of people on, and for everybody that's listening, we want to bring a couple of people back. We're gonna hopefully get a couple of these people back. We had a couple of people that was recruiting for the high school, for the college level, for like JUCO colleges and whatever, getting kids from like, especially ones that had like maybe academic issues or whatever. And remember, they talked about how these kids are transfer and and basically they couldn't find a school, but everybody think that it's easy to jump in the portal and transfer. But a lot of time these kids think that they get bad advice from agents and they'll jump into the portal and can't find a school to go to, and now they sitting at home trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So now you telling me there's 3,000 kids in the portal. You think there's 3,000 positions available in college sports that you can just jump from one school to another school? You know what I'm saying? See, we hear about the great ones. We can hear about any great players transferring. You know what I'm saying? Like if Cooper Flag transferring instead of going to NBA, we gonna hear about that. But we ain't gonna hear about some guy who plays in Arkansas who tried to transfer and all of a sudden he couldn't find a school. and then now he has to settle to go somewhere. Like Drake Powell, but for Carolina, like he's a great player. He's gonna be a great player, right? He talking about he might transfer, but he leaving an option to come back. No, bro, I don't want you back. That's like going with a girl and she like, you know what? Yeah, the first year was cool, but I'm gonna go out here and and date a little bit, and then if I can't, if it don't work out, then I'm gonna come back. What? No, uh, no, just go on about your way. You can come back to Nathan, hot dog. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, we got a couple of comments. Let me see what people saying on him. See what people saying. Yard link. I don't know what this person talking about. But anyway, um, but anyway, go ahead. But what you got to say about all that?
I mean, these kids just transferring like it ain't nobody business. And I seen where Tennessee and UCLA is going to switch quarterbacks. What?
Oh, they telling me to drop the StreamYard link. I don't even know how to do that while I'm live. Somebody trying to get me to drop the StreamYard link. I'm like, what? But I don't even know how to. I don't even. Cause I ain't even did it while I was live. Drop the link while I'm on StreamYard. The link like
Oh,
that.
somebody want to come in. They want you to drop the link.
Oh, okay. Shit, I don't even know how to do it like that. Like while I'm live, drop the link. Call. You know how to do it? You ever done it on your other podcast?
No.
Hell yeah, you have to call me today, but I have to figure that one out. I ain't never done that before. Like drop the link while we
Mhm.
live. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
unless you're gonna drop it in the comments. You know what I mean?
But I have to see how to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not even sure how to do that part. You know what I mean? I have to maybe next time. I appreciate you wanting to come on though. Um, whatever. But yeah, I'll have to something I have to do in the future. Because I've never done that before. Dropped it because I ain't even had nobody even ask me to do that before. That's crazy. We've been doing it for 4 years. I ain't never had nobody say that before. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see how it make work like this. I see where it says something, but okay. But anyway, we're on to the next topic. You know what I mean? But I appreciate it about it. The love been jumping tonight, so I appreciate all that. I appreciate the love for y'all out there, y'all. It's been jumping tonight. I don't know if you've been seeing that, Jacob, but it's been jumping.
Oh, that's
Whatever.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So. But anyway, next, man, talk about this the DeMar DeRozan situation. And so before we get to the NBA playoffs, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because we got to get to the playoffs a little bit. So, in the DeMar DeRozan situation, he was allegedly, well, not allegedly, he was at a restaurant in Calabasas, California. If you know about Calabasas, California, it's like I guess you want to say rich side of California or the rich area or the high end, or one of the high end levels. Think not too far from LA. Out there having dinner, some random guy, whatever, I guess he was talking to, shoved the phone in his face with the light on it. And it caused him to get upset, and basically him and the guy almost got into some fisticuffs over it. So at the end of the day, um, yeah, said DeMar DeRozan from Compton. Yeah, you're right, Justin. And that's what I'm gonna say. Like, bruh, but this is what I'm gonna say, Justin, is that this is how I look at this whole thing, and this is why I don't never feel sorry a lot of times for athletes when they put themselves in a situation. And me and my partner talked about this online. When you go out in the public like this, you have to have security. We're not in the world anymore where you can just go out and hang out by yourself. You have too many thirsty people. And people nowadays do not have the respect for you to walk up to you and say, hey, DeMar, do you mind if I take a picture with you? Do you mind that, whatever? A lot of times you could be in the middle of biting your food at a dinner table and somebody walk up with you, I need a picture. And if you tell them no, they get angry, get upset. The one thing I heard Steve Harvey say, the only people he don't never turn down for when it comes to autographs or whatever pictures, him I think Ricky Smiley said this, was old people or elderly people and kids. Everybody else in between, it is what it is. If I'm going, if I ain't want to be bothered, then I may not give you that picture. Right or wrong, I understand where they're coming from. But at the end of the day, DeMar DeRozan, you got to have some kind of security with you. You can't have your homeboys. You making
Uh,
you done made $200-300 million in your career. Get you some armed security. Get you some legit folk to walk beside you when you go out to these public settings.
man,
If nothing else for your
man,
family that was with you, your family got to help break up a fight. What if the person would have had a gun? What if it would have escalated in something worse? So you got to have people around. You got to have true security around you to whatever that can stop these situations from going down the way they go down. That's
man,
why I
these
said,
these people
mhm,
be thinking these people be thinking that they untouchable, man.
exactly.
That's
You
that's
know
crazy,
what I mean?
man. And then you already got a target on your head because of who you are.
Yep.
You a worry now NBA player, been playing almost 16 years in the NBA. And so you got a target on your back, man. People would intentionally try to start something with you for no apparent reason,
Hmm.
just because of who you are.
Yep. Yep. And I don't care. Like the one guy just said, he from Compton, you better not run up on him. That's all well and good. But at the end of the day, you got yourself out of those situations, those environments for a reason. The whole reason why you were in the NBA making all that money, so you won't be encountering situations that you would encounter if you was in Compton. So at the end of the day, you have to see. You got to look at yourself like Jay Z say. I'm a businessman, not I'm a businessman, not a businessman. So he looking like I'm a business. So at the end of the day, I have to treat myself like a business. You're not gonna catch Jay Z out in public with by himself. I guarantee you, he moving like they say Jay Z moved like Secret Service. That's how he moved the Secret Service type movement, like military style. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So you're not gonna have when you got them that kind of money, you gotta always protect yourself and yourself as an investment because you're taking care of all these people. If you mess around and something happened to you, then how are these other people gonna survive if you're the one that's the breadwinner? And you still gotta. What if somebody would have shot? What if you got shot in the leg? Then his career might be over with. You know what I'm saying? Think about what's the name? Brian Robinson for Washington. This dude's career was almost over before it began because he got shot in the leg before his rookie season. So his career was almost over some road. I think it was over road rage. So think about that for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's how quickly things could escalate by you just not having your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about the whole thing, man. We're gonna move on to this last topic for the night, the NBA playoffs. I just
Breaking
huh?
news. They're
What's
talking
that?
about the game. Luka dropped 16 points in the first quarter.
See, that's all well and good. You know, I'm looking at it right now. Trying to look at the score, but I try to go away from because I get all jittery, whatever. But because I let people, these fans that know, I knew fans seen coming on here. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. Okay, deal with it, whatever. But um, my thing is, they have these kind of quarters where they jump out. Luca will score quick, or LeBron, or Austin Reeves, whoever jump out the window quick. And then by the third or fourth quarter, when things kind of even out, then all of a sudden they fall apart. So we'll see how it go over 4 quarters, whatever, if they going to keep their foot on the gas, whatever the case may be. But we're going to talk about a couple of games, other games, early games. The first game, I just what kind of made me mad. They literally talked all that smack the other day. You come out and score, 14 points. I know it's your first game back since a month. But if you're gonna have all that smoke, brother, you better come out and ball out. I love when players talk junk, but you gotta back it up. The one thing about Larry Bird, I know I'm going old school. But one thing about Larry Bird,
Oh
he gonna
man,
call you out your name, but he gonna bust your ass at the same time.
game
You
game Leonard. Man.
know what I'm saying? You
Come,
gonna tell that man if you was out there, you gonna bust his ass. That's what he told him the other day. If I was out here, I'd bust your ass. But
and then Kyle
but he bust your
Kuzma,
ass tonight.
and then Kyle Kuzma.
Well, he played better tonight. I give it to him. Played a little bit better. That first quarter looking iffy, but he played better. He played better tonight. But I'm just saying, like if you gonna talk junk, bro, you better back it up. Like, cause Halliburton was talking junk by the end of the game. He was giving you that that back at you, and he was busting your ass at the same time. Maybe not you personally, but he was putting it on your team, and they won again. So you can't talk all that junk if you can't back if you're not gonna back it up. And I love Dame. Dame, one of my favorite players in the NBA. But come on, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's over for Milwaukee, man. That whole team gonna break up. I don't look for Giannis to be playing with Milwaukee next year. I don't. Nah.
Um, you know what? After the Luka trade, anything is possible. If you before the Luka trade, I would have told you I don't know, but now I don't. The way these players are nowadays, the only player I see, 'cause I know a lot of people think Jokic may try to leave because of his coach being fired and all of that. Jokic might be the one. Because think about Jokic, what was kind of weird to me or crazy to me. Remember when they won the championship and Jokic basically all he wanted to do was go home and back in his country and play with his horses or whatever. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to go to the parade. He didn't want to party with the team. He didn't want to do nothing but go back to his horses with his brothers. I mean, back to his country and play with his brother with the horses. So to me, I feel like he might be the one player that may stick around because he not looking at it like a Giannis who may say, you know what, if I go to New York, I can make an extra 200 million because of the endorsements and stuff. I don't think
Right.
you know. I don't think he's looking at it like that. You know what I mean? I really don't. But he's like the one player I would say that would never try to leave. You know what I mean? But other players, I could always see other players. Like I give it to Steph. Steph stayed in Golden State, but Steph's situation was so unique from the beginning because Golden State pretty much been a dynasty the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost like that's very the only team that you could really say that's been a dynasty type team the whole time that a player was there was the Lakers with Magic, Larry Bird with Boston, and kind of Steph. Because you could say, oh, Michael Jordan, but nah, first like 7, 8 years they weren't no dynasty. There was like they had they little 6 year run, but I'm talking about
So
the
you
almost entire time.
so you think Golden State was a dynasty the entire time?
Think about it. After the first 3, 4 years, they won a lot more. They won what 4 titles over that span or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like they went that long without winning. They was together like 3, 4 years and then they started winning. You know what I'm saying? Think about Magic. They was winning from his first year. Boston, they was always right there in the mix. Like they might not won every year, but they was always in the finals or right there in the mix almost every year. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, and that's not taking away from Jordan or whatever. I'm just saying when you look at players that play for one team their whole career, those are the other two players I could say that they pretty much was winning the whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, because Boston might have won more if Larry Bird back didn't go out on him. That's what ended his career. His back finally went out on him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Isaiah Thomason. It wasn't a dynasty, but they fell apart because Isaiah Thomas fell apart. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So but in the second game, you know what? When I watch Memphis play, I look and I say, "Hold on, Oklahoma City can't be this good. There's no way in the world." Oh,
They are. They are. They are,
Oklahoma
man.
City, come on,
Yeah,
Oklahoma
they
City
are
out there
that
looking like the '96 Bulls.
they are that good, man. They are that good. They are that good. I didn't want to give them credit either, but they are exceptionally good, man. That's an
Okay,
exception. That's an exceptional ball club.
okay. So we're gonna do it right here, right now. What's your two teams in the final? Well, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna do two things first. Your two teams in the Eastern Conference Finals and your two teams in the Western Conference Finals.
Two teams in the Eastern Conference Final, Boston and Cleveland. In the Western Conference Final, OKC or the Lakers.
You said OKC or the Lakers or OKC and the Lakers?
OKC or the Lakers. Not both of them can't be in the finals.
Okay, I'm talking about Western Conference Finals. Both of them can be in the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's what you're saying. I
Yeah,
thought you were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
No, I was
I
saying
thought you. I
like
thought you were talking about
the
the
first the
Warriors.
Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals, then the NBA Finals.
Oh
So you
yeah,
got
yeah,
Cleveland and Boston. I agree. You
yeah,
got Lakers and Oklahoma City.
yeah.
I think I would agree with that. Whatever. Because the Lakers would have to play Golden State. I think they can get them. Oklahoma City would have to play Denver or the Clippers next. I don't see neither one of them beating. Then I mean the Thunder. They may go 6 or 7, but I don't see them beating them. You know what I'm saying? The Thunder is deep, and the Doom Jokers are athletic, and they get up and down. So I don't see nobody beating them. Um, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna put Boston and Thunder in the finals, and I got the Thunder winning it all. I just don't. What I done seen, I'm not saying no Chicago, the Chicago '96 Bulls or the 2001 Lakers or the 80 something Bulls and Celtics, but hey, they
No,
looking thorough enough. Well, I
as
think they
as
going.
as as bad as I want to say, you're absolutely right. So I'm telling you, the NBA ain't gonna let OKC win, bro.
Uh, you said it. Here. You did say this, though. I said, boy, they just joking here with this conspiracy theory. I don't know what that even means. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not big on conspiracy theories a lot of times. Every now and then I am. Like the Saints
No,
Super Bowl was kind of always kind of iffy to me because it happened
yeah,
right after Katrina, so that
yeah.
was kind of too much of a coincidence. Um, but I don't. It's just certain situation like Peyton Manning, a couple of his Super Bowls was kind of always iffy to me. You know what I mean? Never thought. I just always thought it was something about that whole thing with I mean not Peyton Manning with Tom Brady and the Patriots. I just always thought that was something kind of iffy to me with them Super Bowls sometimes. I think that because he was a chosen one, they kind of put him out there on the pedestal. Just like I feel like they're gonna do everything they can to make Cooper Flag the chosen one because he's the because he's the American born player and he's the only player right now that they could say American born white kid can be the best player in the NBA because nobody else can. Everybody else international and all the black kids that are great in America, all the kids that are great in America are black. So who you
But
gonna
I
hold your
don't
pen? But Cooper Flag.
Cooper
You
Flag.
know what I'm saying? They you know. But
Cooper,
anyway,
I just want to say that Cooper Flag. I don't know about that fella going to the NBA. You know, um, I the way he choked in the national championship. I just got a new nickname for him. I call him Cooper Durag.
hey, hey, but I told everybody, I warned everybody that listen to us. I said Cooper Flag is overrated. I told everybody that. I said it's not his fault. America made him overrated. But he's not as great as they making him out to be. I don't see special in that way. I see he can do a lot of good things, but special, I don't see. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him being the best player in the NBA. When he get to the NBA, they're gonna treat him like they treated them ball boys, like they treated Lonzo, and they treat. You know what I'm saying? When they come in there, oh yo, you think you the guy? We gonna bust your ass every night. Not to say he
Treated
ain't
him
gonna
real,
get off the times, but it ain't gonna he ain't gonna what your people think. Tell you
yeah,
that.
treated him real dirty.
Yep. But anyway, man, great first show of the year. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Y'all had our thing jumping. Y'all had the stream jumping tonight. You know what I'm saying? Probably from what I'm looking at, some of our best numbers. We on 810 studios on Roku, TV. So, always support us there too. Subscribe to our channel. Go to 95 South Network on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry. I'm mad at myself. I didn't put it down there earlier. But please subscribe to the channel 95 South Network and or whatever. Support us. Um, we gonna keep rocking and rolling. We're gonna have some great guests on here. They ain't gonna just us be here talking every week. We definitely gonna have some great guests coming on very soon. And or whatever, we got some big moves happening, as we speak, what I mean, or whatever. So y'all keep supporting us. And we see y'all next time. Peace. We
All
out of
right.
here.
Peace.